of Norfolk now. Police are on the scene of a stabbing at Military Circle Mall. Officers say it happened around 3:45 this afternoon, a short time ago.
Investigators just told us this stabbing happened inside the mall.
Hello everybody, and thank you for joining us for another little mini adventure at a dying mall. This is video number 4 of my mall series, and we are at Military Circle Mall in Norfolk, Virginia. This mall originally opened in 1970 and was developed by Harvey Lindsay Jr. The original tenant was J.B. Hunter, which later became Tallheimers, J.C. Penney, a Smith & Welton, Leggett, a Sheraton Hotel, and a 6-screen AMC Theaters multiplex. Tallheimers became Hex in 1992, and then Macy's in 2006. Smith & Welton closed in 1990. The mall went through a major renovation in 1996 with the skylights added in the concourses, new entrances, and a 600-seat food court. AMC Theaters, which was located in the middle of the mall, closed in the mid-90s. A Cinemark multiplex opened a few years later in a different section of the mall. So what we have is a 963,000 square foot retail area with 6 anchors. 3 are gone. 60 stores is what they advertise. Doesn't seem like it. And right now it's managed by the Woodmont Company, owned by Torchlight Investors. In 1998, Belk vacated the former Leggett building, and then a year later, Urban Retail, who was the owner at the time, began a renovation of the center, which included the addition of a Sears, where the former Smith & Welton space was, and that returned Sears to Norfolk after its previous store in the city closed in 1993. In 2000, an 18-screen Cinemark movie theater also opened on the site of the former Leggett/Belk location. Thor Equities bought the mall in 2002 and renamed it the Gallery at Military Circle while continuing mall-wide renovations. Ross Dress for Less opened in 2004, taking space previously occupied by a McCrory dime store. Doubletree, which had taken the former space of the Sheraton, closed in 2009 and has not reopened. KB Toys filed for bankruptcy and closed in 2009, followed soon by the closing of Suncoast and Walden bookstores.
The Cinemark Theater in Norfolk is closed permanently. The theater is at Military Circle Mall. A spokesperson for the theater chain says the closure is part of the normal course of business and the result of an ongoing review of all locations, particularly in
Sears closed its Military Circle store in March 2012 as part of a nationwide series of closings. Surprise, surprise. The JCPenney store at Military Circle was named as one of the 33 stores they announced January 15, 2014 would close later in the year. The Norfolk Economic Development Authority then bought the vacated anchor that December, so the city would have a strategic say in the future of the mall property. The Macy's store closed in early 2016. Also, during all this turmoil and changeover, Military Circle Mall saw an uptick in violence, stabbings, shootings, gang fights started to take a toll on the mall, and people started going elsewhere. Can you blame them? While trying to get footage of this mall, besides having to occasionally dodge the one rent-a-cop running around who does enjoy harassing people filming, I would run into situations where there were some sketchy characters, and I would stop filming and see what they were up to, see if I would having a need to be concerned for my safety before continuing filming. So yes, this isn't a friendly mall anymore. Although for the most part, during filming of this in September of 2021, I felt safe for the most part. Later on, and you'll see a change when I go back in June of this year. April 16th of 2015, it was announced that the entire gallery at Military Circle was placed under foreclosure, and on July 15th, 2015, the entire mall property was put up for public auction in the Norfolk court system. However, the mall did not change hands. As we mentioned earlier, January 7th, 2016, Macy's announced they were closing the gallery at Military Circle location as part of their massive restructuring. This was one of 3 Macy's locations here in the Hampton Roads regions that was shuttered, and one of 40 overall in early 2016. Here we are looking through the closed gate at what was the Macy's location at Military Circle Mall. Was hired by the Woodmont Company to manage this mall with the intention of rehabilitating it and keeping it active. However, they are not having much success. In fact, as mentioned here a few moments ago, February of 2021, Cinemark 18 announced that they were permanently closing the location, removed their signage, and former patrons held a memorial for the loss of the theater, which was sad. I would rather go to a movie theater than to come to the mall to watch people get stabbed and shot. Apparently now that was all that was left to do at the gallery at Military Circle Mall. One problem with this part of the country is you have 7 cities side by side, which are independent cities, and every city had to have their own mall, had to have their own theater, had to have their own this, had to have their own that, and the other. And I think that's part of the reason why you have the overflow of malls here. And I think it's just inevitable with the changes in shopping and everything else that you would have these malls dying. I think we're going to have a couple of malls here, but not many. And it's just amazing to me that they're keeping this mall open. I would have already shut it down. Tear it down and repurpose this property, which several big names are proposing. However, I don't know how successful that will be with the surrounding neighborhoods that have now taken over Military Circle. Yes, I came back. I was disappointed with footage from September and had some time and said, let me come back out and see if I can get some better footage for this video. And in the 9 months from when I was here previously, the vibe of this mall is a lot worse, and I, for the most part, regret coming back out, because this will be the last time I visit this mall by myself and without being armed. The feeling of this mall has just completely changed for the worse since I was here in September. Less people in the mall this time, and the ones that were there in certain parts of the mall were creepy. There were numerous times I would see people just walk up to the outside of the building and urinate on it. The wannabe mall cops just ride on by, don't do anything. The noises from September, the spaces that were playing music and so forth are all silenced, and I definitely would not have wanted to have been here at night. Military Circle just needs to be put under, and the city of Norfolk is working on doing some redevelopment. The J.C. Penney building they purchased in 2014 for $2.5 million. They've leased part of that out to Optima Health, which is part of Centera Health Group, and Movement Mortgage. I'm sure it's a great space for them, but it doesn't really do anything to draw anything to the mall. The $100 mattress store here, I thought, had a nice touch. They now sell used air conditioners in their storefront. I'm sure that's really drawing people in. Besides, how good can a $100 mattress really be? You know, I should have tried opening that door. Who knows, it might have been unlocked. But it just would have been my luck. Mall cops would have tracked me down and chased me out of the store. The City of Norfolk Economic Development crew are currently entertaining 3 proposed plans to redevelop and reuse this property. The first one is from the developers with Crossroad Partnership LLC, which is a partnership between Stephen Ballard, the CEO of SB Ballard Construction Company, and NFL Hall of Fame running back Emmitt Smith. Their plan would create an arena which would encourage sports tourism, youth sports tourism. They would create better access for underserved children and families to participate in that. They also propose including a brick and mortar school of public health and retail space. The second developer that presented a proposal was Norfolk MC Associates LLC, and they want to develop retail stores, an amphitheater, and a lake. And the third developer is Virginia Beach native and Grammy Award-winning artist Pharrell Williams with Wellness Circle LLC. And he presented an idea of mix of retail, residential, and arena spaces in the area. So that's what we have so far. And as of today, still no word from the City of Norfolk which of these proposals, if any, are they going to go with at this time. Goodbye, Military Circle Mall. I guess we will wait to see what your fate is, although I think we know what it is. Too bad we can't reverse time as I did on this footage. Back to when you were more prosperous. Maybe some different decisions could have been made. Until next time, thank you for joining us. Take care.